live? Yo, chat, are we live? I don't know if we're live right now. Don't know. Ooh, we're live in the chat. Yo. Are we live? Type in the chat if we're live. Sub up, sub up. Oh my god, there's no way. This is my first ever stream, man. Welcome to my first ever live stream. Oh my god, this is my first ever live stream. Welcome everybody, welcome. Oh my god. Can't believe we're live right now, bro. Oh my. Hello, I hope you have a very skibbity stream. Thank you, thank you. Oh my god. Bro, chat, what should we watch? What should we watch? Wow. How you guys doing, man? How you guys doing? How is y'all doing, bro? Damn, bro. We are live right now. This is my first ever stream, by the way. Alright. Let's watch some Dar, man. Let's watch some Dar. Dev Girl. Let me see real quick. Dev Girl. How is the chat doing, bro? Ooh. What they got in this channel real quick?
Dr. Alden Royce.
Genius Kid versus World Toughest Principal. Alright, let's watch this right here. Bill, we want to watch some Dar,
She's
man.
going to be our new addition into the Technology and Scientific Expansion Program. Miss Golden, did you have something to say?
No, I just didn't realize we were a daycare.
Yeah.
Done.
Who's the principal?
Well, that is incorrect.
Incorrect.
How?
Well,
Miley can solve the problem.
okay.
I think this girl in the yellow is the genius.
Solve it.
There's no way.
Fantastic work, Miley.
How old is she?
That is absolutely correct.
How? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, here, let me demonstrate.
Allow Miley to explain, please.
Sure.
These have a 1-to-1 ratio, correct? So, by your logic, it would complete one full rotation by the time it returns to its starting position. However, it completes 2 full rotations. Many problems may seem simple with obvious answers, but it's important to always make sure that it still works when applied to real-life scenarios.
Great work, Miley.
There you go.
Wow. Tell you what,
She's going to be incredible. Fast. She's going to have all of this.
Who's the principal?
Do you want to go back to that house of horrors with those kids? Hmm? I didn't think so.
Bro, she looks like a whole. She looks like a whole.
I heard they just admitted a
adult.
prodigy into your program.
Yeah. No, she's just some kid who looks like she belongs in middle school.
Do not lose the tough spot in your class to her.
Wow.
Unless you're okay with tarnishing the family name.
Damn.
No, I won't. I promise.
She will.
Promises don't cut it. You have to prove it.
Well, how?
Miley, I'm handing you a phenomenal opportunity here. So be a good girl and make me proud. Understand?
Getting into the mentorship program. 2 months over the summer being mentored by a Nobel Prize winner. Perfect way to fast track your career.
Wow.
I was just hoping for a little bit of a break.
Break? You think Mr. and Mrs. Riley's daughter takes breaks? No. That's why she's the lead researcher at Nova Biomedical.
How old is that young little girl, though?
And we'll get you a violin.
And lessons?
Sure. Next summer.
Next summer.
But I don't even want to work in.
You know that I have your caseworker on the speed dial. So if you want, I can just...
No. No. I'll do it.
Good.
Good.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Guess who survived their first day of college? It's not exactly what I
Oh. Hey, I saw your video on TikTok. Oh, what's good with you, RG War?
thought it'd be.
How you been,
and
bro?
Dr. Alden Royce, he's like Machiavelli with tenure. But
Thank
he
you, thank
did
you,
get
thank
me
you.
out of that home, so I guess that makes him my least favorite life draft.
What is the
I don't know,
genius
I'm
one,
just
the
trying to be
broke one,
optimistic.
and the one that's
Maybe
not
I'll
that
make a
smart
friend.
done?
Just one would be really cool, but I don't really fit in anywhere. Not here, not there. Not anywhere really.
That's her parents.
But that's the update for today. I still really miss you guys. Now more than ever.
Oh, her parents are dead.
Today, you will all be given a small live challenge. Now, this is courtesy of our classroom AI. Now, this assistant has been freezing mid-task.
Bro, that's just a
So
golden
you will
person
be
in
given
a
10 minutes
golden suit,
to
bro.
identify the fault and propose a solution. But before we do that, I'd like you to meet our guests right here. They are from the Integrated Intelligence Alliance, and they are actually here recruiting candidates for the International Youth Innovation Cohort. Your time begins now.
What they gonna do?
Oh, it's a threading issue in the decision-making subroutine. Probably a memory leak.
Bro, I know exactly how these stories go, bro. The rich girl's gonna like cheat, and then he's gonna frame the girl that's not as rich.
Oh, that's odd. The log looks clean.
You may want to keep your eyes on our youngest student here.
This isn't a software bug. Can I use the flashlight?
She's taking apart the flashlight.
The power fluctuations were scrambling the AI's logic pulses. The batteries were too erratic for the AI's pulsing loop.
Hello. Please state the nature of your medical concern.
So you made a diagnosis of the hardware failure without even looking at the software. Nice.
Very nice.
We'd like to speak with her privately.
Absolutely.
Oh, she got a text from the mom, bro.
Hey! I know this must seem like one big fun field trip for you, but my entire life literally depends on me being the top student in our class. So can you just go home and play Animal Crossing or whatever you do?
Bro, you are not getting top students acting like that, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to upset anyone.
Why's she walking like that?
Wait. Where are you headed? Oh. Ugh, sorry about that.
That's okay. I love classical music.
Really? Most
Oh, maybe they'll
kids your
become
age
friends
don't
and like
appreciate
she'll
Mozart.
tutor her.
It's pretty evident I'm not most kids my age.
Classical music's the one thing that keeps me sane. Like, I've always wanted to learn how to play the violin, but my parents say that it is a waste of time, so... Speaking of parents, why didn't yours come pick you up?
They can't.
I'm just saying, like, it's a little irresponsible of them to let you just walk home like that. Like, I get that you are a genius and all, but you're still a kid at the end of the
How
day.
old, though?
And I also get that they probably have jobs, but still, I don't think that's, like, a valid
They can't because they're not around anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What happened to them?
Thanks for the ride.
How did she know where she lived without asking her?
Where have you been?
I'm only 5 minutes late.
And what do I always tell you?
Early is on time is late,
And late never happens. That's correct. Now, what kept you from getting home on time?
I was just dropping off a friend.
What?
Friend? You can't have any friends.
Can't have
You need
any
to be
friends.
focused on school. There's no room for distractions. Here. Now go study.
I'm sorry.
What has gotten into her?
Mind if I sit?
Sure. Nobody else wants to.
Yeah, I know the feeling. So, oh, do you have a favorite composer?
Currently, Ludovico Einaudi. Experience is minimalist, but it's built like a story. Like, the piano's remembering something painful in real time.
Right? That song kills me. It's like controlled chaos wrapped in calm. You actually remind me a lot of myself when I was your age.
Did you also
Bro,
spend
they
all
haven't
your
ever
time
told
with
us
your
how
head in
old
a
this
book
girl
when you
is.
were my age, slowly watching your childhood pass you by?
Kinda, yeah. What time's your last class?
Why?
I was thinking we could do something fun. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, stop it! No, stop it! Stop it! Stop! Stop! Stop!
Have you lost your mind? This doesn't look like the library to me. You should be studying, not playing video games with some brat.
Your assessment for the mentorship program is tomorrow.
How did you know I was here?
No way they're tracking their own daughter, bro. They're gonna be like, they're tracking. They have like a phone on her, like they got the tracker on her phone, bro.
Don't try to change the subject. We're the ones that are asking the questions. Now, come on, we're going home.
No,
Do you want us to buy you that stupid little violin or not? Because if you don't get into that program tomorrow, you can kiss that offer goodbye. Forever.
Wow.
Come on.
I'll get you an Uber.
Dr. Voss's mentorship is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, you will compete across multiple challenges. Creativity, intellect, and composure all on display. But only one of you will be selected. First challenge, code optimization under pressure.
What are they doing?
Your second challenge is a prototype sprint. Solve a human problem in 2 hours. Let's see what you come up with.
It's
Bro,
a wristband that senses emotional
Bro, do
spikes
people actually take tests like this, bro? Bro, I would have failed in the first hour if I took a test like this, bro.
and then plays calming music to help the consumer.
Would you like to talk?
Try switching out the 3-volt with the 5-volt. It will stabilize the sensor.
Your third challenge, a real-world scenario. Solve the traffic optimization crisis.
This assistant doesn't give answers. It
What is
asks
that
questions.
CGI ball?
Ones I'd wish someone had asked me.
How are you feeling, Miley?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, so I got an email this morning, and I am very pleased to announce the mentee for the mentorship program is, drum roll please, Soraya Golden.
Bro, why did she win? She's dumb as heck.
Miley, you're a genius.
Bro, at least she can get that violin now. So,
So what made you think it was a smart idea to throw in the towel like that? You humiliated me. I didn't bring you here to...
I don't want to do this anymore.
Fine. Then go ahead and pack your bags. I'll make sure to dump you at the foster home as soon as your caseworker gets in touch with them.
Guess what? I got into the mentorship program.
As you should.
Next,
you
you'll need to
should.
focus on impressing your mentor and getting a job
bro,
offer.
they're not even impressed by her getting it, bro.
Shouldn't the next thing be getting me a violin?
Not until you've proved to us that you've earned it.
Bro, they're not getting you that violin, bro. They're not getting you that violin.
Well, wasn't that the whole point of getting into the program? Or the university or straight A since I was 5?
We're not gonna reward you for doing the bare minimum.
Bro, line eye, bro. She is not getting that violin, bro.
Try switching out the 3-volt with the 5-volt. It will stabilize the sensor.
I have no idea what she just said. What is that?
How are you feeling, Miley?
That's it. Thank you. Sarai, what
Bro,
are
she
you
sneaked
doing
out of
here?
her house just to
Mind
meet
if I come
her.
in?
Bro,
So,
she never told her where she lived. How does she know where she lived though? Like she's not even gonna ask her that. You just see like a random classmate from your school coming here, and like you don't even gonna ask, how do you know where I live?
are you gonna tell me why you purposefully let me win?
I didn't want to get in the way of anything that you wanted, especially since I have a few years before I'm actually old enough to go to college.
Well, my parents lied, so no violin for your friend here.
Wow.
Are you moving?
Yeah, I am.
Where to?
Back to the foster home.
Damn.
You don't have any family?
The truth is, my parents were top scholars, and they were flying back from a speaking event to make it in time for my birthday party. But they didn't.
Bro, this might be the saddest Darman video ever, bro. I ain't ever see something. No character has ever died in a Darman video before.
Make it
It's
to
the first
party.
time.
The plane crashed with both my parents on it.
Rest in peace.
So I got put into the system and wound up at a foster home.
How you gonna bully a foster home kid, bro?
The other kids picked on me because I wasn't interested in the same things as them. They called me a freak. Then
this
Dr.
dude
Alden
came
Royce
in.
found me, and he recruited me to join his university. I didn't really want to, but I had no choice. And since I'm refusing to be his puppet, he's sending me back to the foster home.
Wow.
By the way, I never got the chance to tell you, but thanks for taking me to the arcade the other day. It was really nice to feel like a kid in the first time since I don't even know how long. I'm gonna miss you. Maybe you could come and visit me sometime?
It's that dude. You came in to grab her. You got thrown into that foster home.
How dare you sneak out? You are in big...
Oh my god. Her foster parents know where she is every single time. Like, she can't even go somewhere without them coming to follow her.
trouble, young lady.
Are you tracking me?
Yes.
You are. What the heck?
It's for your own good, because clearly you don't know what's
Bro,
best
how do these parents have the time to just follow her all around this world, bro?
for you. Now come on, we're going home.
No, I'm not.
Excuse me?
I'm not going anywhere with you. I have a right to live my life the way that I want to, and I've literally done everything that the two of you have asked of me, but it's never enough, so I'm done.
Fine. If that's how you want to do this, then you are no longer our daughter.
Great. Get out.
So, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. But I'll figure it out. What about you?
Same.
Mind if I crash here tonight? I think I'm newly homeless.
Yeah.
1 year later.
Miley, there's someone here to see you.
Hi. I'm sorry it took me so long to visit. I had to get a few things in order.
Don't be sorry. I'm just happy
How
you're
old
here.
are these people, bro?
I have a few surprises for you. So I did some digging, and turns out that Royce here gets a percentage of any patents you develop under his mentorship program since you're still a minor. So thankfully, he won't be exploiting any more big brain prodigies.
This is the best surprise ever.
I do have one more surprise for you.
Is this for real?
Bro, what?
I had to take some time to get a steady job and an apartment of my own, but I
She
did.
adopted her.
So, how would you like to come live with me?
I take back what I said earlier. This is the best surprise ever.
Nah, man. Wholesome story by Darman. Oh my god. So she just ended up adopting her at the end. Nah, bro, that's crazy. She just ended up adopting her by the end. Hey, I saw your videos on TikTok. I like your videos on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. I got temporary. Thank you so much. Should we play a game or watch another video? I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. Should we play a game or watch another video? Hold on, bro. Let me. Nah, bro. Nah. Go real quick. Bro, this is one dude I wanted to watch right here. Jack Pockets, bro. He gotta be one of the best videos ever, bro.
Life-ending disaster from billion-dollar mega yacht
tier list. Oh, let's watch this video right here.
To the fastest speedboats on the planet to life-ending disasters. This is the billionaire yacht tier list. Bill Gates bought a $600 million.
He got a S tier yachts. There's no way there's any. Isn't Bill Gates like the richest human being in the world? Wait, let me see. Let me do that. Who is the richest person in the world? What should say Bill Gates? Elon Musk, but I feel everybody be saying that Bill Gates is the richest person in the world.
Hydrogen-powered, eco-friendly super yacht. F tier. Mark Zuckerberg bought a $300 million mega yacht named Launchpad for his 40th birthday. But the 4-story, 387-foot boat with a 50-person crew wasn't enough for Zuck. So he bought a $30 million super yacht named Wingman just to carry around his toys. Maintenance and crew salaries for the ships add up to $30 million a year. But that's no concern for the Zuck since he makes that in 3 hours. Mark Zuckerberg is my dream man. Despite only making 120 grand a year, Vladimir Putin has been linked to a variety of yachts. One of them being the 270-foot Graceful, which has ultra-luxury cabins, $34,000 designer beds, marble bathrooms with gold-plated fixtures, and a swimming pool that transforms into a dance floor. But in February 2022, in the middle of a repair, the yacht abruptly left a German shipyard at night. The reason for the bizarre escape was given 2 weeks later, when Putin invaded Ukraine and retaliatory sanctions were placed on Russian assets.
We're joining with European allies to find and seize their yachts. We're coming for you, ill-begotten gains.
While Graceful managed to duck seizure, Putin's $700 million yacht wasn't so lucky.
How do you even afford a $700 million yacht, bro? If I was like a billionaire, bro, I still wouldn't buy this, bro. That's way too much money spent.
Talking about ill-begotten gains with Nancy Pelosi right behind you is crazy work. I'd say Putin gets a B tier.
And only one man could deliver a ride like this. The one, the only. How you doing, man? How you doing? What's up? You do not do small, do you?
In 2004, Diddy was partying on his $6.3 million yacht when it was raided by police. According to a party attender, Puffy just freaked. He's always worried that people are out to get him because of his fame, so he just ran for it. But it turned out the raid was an accident. The police had mistook the boat guests for a crew of thugs, and when they realized their mistake, they were most apologetic. Why they didn't find it suspicious that Diddy turned into Usain Bolt the second they showed up, I guess we'll never know. But it was a very costly oversight. As Diddy's empire expanded, his yachts got better and better. By 2022, he was a billionaire, allowing him to charter the $1 million per week super yacht named Victorious. And in December of 2022, Diddy made the most of this family-friendly yacht by bringing his 24-year-old son on board, which turned out to be a terrible mistake. According to a lawsuit filed by a former stewardess, Diddy had the yacht swarming with celebrities and delirious women, some of which had passed out on the floor after a few shots of Diddy juice. And it was in the ship's movie theater where the stewardess alleges she was diddled by Diddy's son. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Snapchat co-founder Evan Spiegel bought a $200 million yacht when he was in his early 20s that he rides around with his supermodel wife. I pray that he hits an iceberg. In 1988, Donald Trump spent $30 million on a super yacht originally owned by a Saudi arms dealer and renamed it to the Trump Princess. The yacht is covered in gold and onyx and features an outdoor pool protected by bulletproof glass. And in case you still somehow get crook scoped, it's got an onboard hospital. But the Trump Princess wasn't cutting it for the Donald. So in the early 90s, he began working on the Trump Princess 2, which would have been the biggest yacht ever made. But after running into financial difficulties, he abandoned both of his ships, calling off the Princess 2 and selling the Princess 1 to a Saudi prince. Despite no longer being a member, Trump still gets love from the yachting community.
Put the fries in the bag, Trump. Put the fries in the bag.
Thanks to tax breaks. For helping out everyday super yacht owners, Trump gets an A tier. Queen Elizabeth's yacht was cursed.
I name the ship Britannia.
Rip King Elizabeth. Rip King Elizabeth.
When Britannia
W's in the chat. W's in the chat.
Was unleashed in 1953, Britain was still facing post-war rationing. So as a symbol of frugality, the Queen broke a bottle of cheap wine rather than champagne on the hull of her $100 million Giga yacht. The 412-foot castle featured a garage for storing the Queen's whips, a water slide, and a massive dining table that apparently gave the Queen a secret button that signaled for the food to be cleared in case her guests got too boring. Apart from world tours, the boat was infamously used for royal honeymoons, all 4 of which resulted in divorce. Maybe the Britannia was cursed. Maybe taking your bride onto a floating island with 240 prime-aged men is a mistake. But after going 0 for 4, the royal family landlocked all future honeymoons and divorce rates have plummeted. In 1997, the Britannia was decommissioned, and it was one of the only times the Queen cried in public.
Yo, what's up, St. Louis? Hi from France. What's up, bro? W's in the chat. What's up with St. Louis?
Britannia's got some decent lore, but it doesn't have one and only god tier status. In 2015, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman threw a massive party on a private island, where him and a few dozen of his Saudi boys flew out 150 women, STD tested all of them, took away their phones, and then had one massive prayer session. But after local news got word of his Ramadan, the Crown Prince realized he needed more privacy. So one day while vacationing in France, he saw a massive boat anchored on the coast that would serve his needs. And in the most expensive impulse buy of all time, he dropped $500 million on the Serene. This 7-story, 439-foot Giga yacht has 3 swimming pools, an underwater viewing room, a snow room with real snow, a 5-person submarine, 2 helipads, and multiple gourmet kitchens. The prince's lavish spending was called out for being hypocritical, as he was cutting salaries at the same time, but bin Salman wasn't the only controversial figure to use a Serene. The previous owner was a vodka billionaire, and to help offset the $40 million a year running costs, he offered the boat for
$40 million a year just to maintain this yacht, bro. Nobody is doing that, bro. That's way too much money.
One of his guests, who paid $5 million for a 1-week vacation, was professional climate activist Bill Gates. Bin Salman is an A-tier baller. In 1998, during an Australian yacht race, tech billionaire Larry Ellison drove his racing yacht named Sayonara into the eye of a hurricane.
You literally exit the wave, it's like falling down an elevator shaft. Surface tension in the water is such that it's literally like your boat being dropped off a 4-story building onto asphalt.
The race ended in 6 deaths, but through sheer luck, Larry and his team managed to escape with only a few broken bones and took home first place.
If our boat had sunk, we all would have died.
Larry's one key takeaway from this brush with death was that his boat wasn't fast enough. His next racing yacht had a 20-story high carbon fiber wing, and with him at the helm, Team USA won the America's Cup for the first time in 15 years. But for his leisure time, Larry goes for ultra-luxury yachts, like the Ronin, the Katana, the Rising Sun, and the Musashi, all of which were named
all these people, and how are they so rich?
And designed after the way of the Samurai, which Larry has an obsession.
Nobody's spending $500 million just on a yacht, bro.
With. You're not a weeaboo. You're just poor. Larry is the quintessential billionaire side quester. The $300 million motor yacht A and $600 million sailing yacht A are 2 of the most striking boats ever built. But there's one problem. Their owner is Russian. Luckily for Andrei Melnichenko, motor yacht A was in safe waters when the sanctions kicked in, but sailing yacht A was caught lacking in an Italian port, and here's the crazy part. According to Italian law, frozen assets must be returned to their owners in the same condition they were at the time of freezing. So thanks to staff salaries, insurance, and upkeep, the Italian government has been running up $1 million a month for this single boat to sit and do nothing. Once the sanctions get lifted, Italy might be able to send the bill to Andrei, but based on how things are going, that might take a little while. Free sailing yacht A. In 2009, Steve Jobs began working with the designer on a $120 million super yacht, but he had a problem. At the time, he was facing a battle with cancer, and after years of work on the yacht, Jobs told his biographer, "I know that it's possible I will die and leave my wife with a half-built boat, but I have to keep going on it. If I don't, it's an admission that I'm about to die." In the end, Steve was half correct. He did die, but he left his wife Lorene with a fully built boat. 1 year after Steve's death, Venus was unveiled. The one-of-a-kind vessel resembles an Apple product, being an overpriced hunk of beautiful minimalism, complete with a charging port. It features floor-to-ceiling glass made by the engineers behind legendary Apple monuments, and it runs on 27-inch iMacs, which someone must have forgotten
let me read
to
this shot
update.
real quick. You see the more expensive house in the world. What's the most expensive house in the world? What's the most expensive house in the world?
Cool design but C-tier functionality. Gaius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, also known as Caligula, was the third emperor of Rome, and he was a turbo freak. But one of the freakiest things he did was build 2 gigantic 230-foot yachts that he put in the Nemi Lake. The surprisingly advanced ships were covered in gold, jewels, and statues, as well as vines and fruit trees. They were known as Emperor Caligula's pleasure ships, and I'm sure that in 37 AD, there
Check the more expensive house in the world in Normandia. Is it on YouTube? If it's on YouTube, I'll search it up.
There weren't any parties like Caligula parties. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. In August of 2024, tech billionaire Mike Lynch, aka the British Bill Gates, was celebrating a miraculous legal victory where he had avoided a
Tell me if somebody ever heard of this dude before, bro. I've never.
99.3% chance of life in prison.
I had to say goodbye to everything and everyone. I didn't know if I'd ever be coming back. So now it's very strange. You have a new life.
To party to his new life.
Or let me search it up. The house. Wait, bro, what is it? This is the one he's talking about right here. Touring the most expensive house in the United States. $295 million.
This is the biggest and the most expensive home currently on the market in the United States with an asking price of
$295 million, bro. There better be a whole city in there for me to
$95 million. It is also the most requested episode on our channel, so we're really excited for this tour. Now, this home features 105,000 square feet of interior space, 21 bedrooms, 49 bathrooms, private nightclub, breathtaking views.
Wait, what did he say?
An asking price of $295 million.
Wait, he said.
It is also the most requested episode on our channel, so we're really excited for this tour. Now, this home features 105,000 square feet of interior space,
21 bedrooms, 49 bathrooms. What would anybody need this much?
21 bedrooms, 49 bathrooms, private nightclub, breathtaking views, situated on this incredible promontory.
I'm actually excited to see this, bro. This is like a whole building, but like it's not even looking like a house no more. A movie theater. Wow. What is this place? Candy shop? Bro, you know you're rich if you have a candy shop in your house, bro. Look at that view.
The One is a property that has been legendary to all Angelinos for the last 12 years. And worldwide
look at this
in the
place,
last
bro.
decade has become this iconic.
This don't even look
sort
like a
of
house. It looks like a
figure.
whole.
It's kind of
It looks
bigger
like
than
a.
life. It's
This
more
trees
than
don't even look like a. It looks like a whole building. Like that's like a whole football. You can do everything in there, bro. I'm never
home.
leaving if I ever be in this.
It's an entity, and the reason why Angelinos have followed this property is because there are so many changes that have taken place now in Los Angeles which don't allow you to ever recreate this. For one.
Oh, it's not this one right here? Or let me see. Touring the most the world. I ain't supposed to run, alright. Alright, who? Eric Van. Touring the most expensive house in the world. Oh, this is the one he's talking about. Wait, how much is this house? Oh my god. Bro, that's a whole mansion, bro.
The top out-of-sight class. Those with immense wealth who live in private luxury, barely glimpsed by the average civilian.
All this in
is
France,
old money
too.
that echoes across generations, weaving the fabric of our collective history and forming the very institutions of our modern world.
Bro, so
And forming the very
so
institutions
this whole place is theirs, like they can do anything they want.
of our modern world.
Oh, this is like a whole. It's a whole city, bro.
Welcome to
France is
Chateau
sick,
du
bro.
Champ de Bataille.
I definitely gotta go there one
So
day.
welcome to one of the most expensive homes in the entire world. We're here in Normandy, France, where behind me, that's right, that is one of the most expensive homes ever in the world. And
One
in
of
this
the most
episode,
expensive,
we're
not
getting a
the most
tour
expensive.
of the house, the property, the whole thing. This is the largest private garden in all of Europe, and it's actually so big that we need a golf cart to tour the space. Bonjour. This is
Bonjour,
Zachary
mon
with
ami.
Barnes International, and he will be touring us around the grounds.
Bonjour à tous, welcome everyone.
All right, let's roll.
I can speak French.
Let's go. So the estate encompasses over 300 acres of land, consisting of 6 main structures on the property that we'll be touring. The grotto and the Indian palace.
Bro,
We've
wait.
got the main chateau.
This whole place is their house? Bro. Bro, this whole place is their house. They got a whole pool over here. They got a bro. You can like not even live here and just live over here, bro. They got a no whole other house here.
and the
Bro,
gardens,
I'm never leaving
then
this
the Greek
place.
theater and the greenhouse. We're actually staying overnight here at the chateau, but more on that later. Now, before we immerse ourselves into this world of unfathomable wealth and reveal the price tag of this listing,
this is
we need to
unfathomable.
understand the history. Chateau du Champ de Bataille, or the Battlefield Castle, was built in 1652 by royal architect Louis Laveau, who takes his place in the history books for designing the Palace of Versailles, where the royal French family lived a mere 20 years after this. This chateau is actually the prototype inspiration for Versailles. Famous French gardener
I feel like I've
André
seen this
Lenotre,
somewhere
who
before in
created
school,
the
but I'm
gardens
not
of
sure.
Versailles also designed the gardens here at this chateau.
I feel like we
so
learned
this is
about
a
this
piece of
somehow.
living history. Now, during the French Revolution, the chateau was stormed and the furniture was sold throughout France. The home then passed through various owners over the years, even serving as a field hospital during World War II. Then in 1992,
this place was a
current
hospital
owner,
for World
Jacques
War II.
Garcia, world-famous French architect and designer, purchased the rundown chateau and has since dedicated the
1992.
last 30 years of his life restoring this palace to its former glory, and more importantly, filling this chateau with priceless art belonging directly to the French royal family.
Everything in here is authentic. For example, these 4 vases here were gifted to Napoleon by the King of Sweden, and they're here in this house. This is an actual
No, they're not, bro. They're
human
dead.
body mummified from Egypt in this house in France. That is wild.
It's rumored that Garcia purchases a piece of new art every day. Now, the actual price value of this home,
They gotta be in the
nearly
millions.
impossible
All
to
these
put
stuff
a
gotta
number
be in the
on.
millions.
But recently, an undisclosed private offer in the multiple 10-figure range was made to purchase the home, and it was declined by Jacques. Rather, it's his dream that the doors of the chateau be open to the world, ensuring that future
Versalinas
generations
is the
can
most
experience the
beautiful
magic
place in
and
the
the
world.
mystery of
That's
this
it, right?
royal French treasure. And I'm working with Barnes International to market this home for rent. So if you're looking to rent out this chateau, please contact me via email in the description of this
Friends
video.
gotta be like one of
And
the
with
top
that, we're
5 places
starting
I
our
would
tour
wanna go
here
to.
in the formal gardens, which are absolutely colossal.
So we're now at the center of the property.
Yeah.
What's the
That's
significance
unreal.
about this behind me?
So the exact place where we are now, it's the perfect middle of the castle. That means there is 500 meters on that part and 500 also on this one.
So back in 1992, all of what we're looking at right now was just an overgrown field lost to time. Until Jacques found the original garden design plans
a
in the
big old
chateau.
library.
He then excavated and recreated these gardens exactly how they would have been almost 400 years ago. First, he dug a 550-meter long canal, which is definitely a defining feature of the property, to feed the vast network of elaborate fountains and water features, such as this circular entrance fountain with these gilded statues of dolphins emerging from the sea, surrounding an ornate globe rising in the center. Even where we're standing right now at the center of the property, you've got these wild clawfoot soaking tubs overflowing with water.
And the cost to turn on these fountains is apparently 20,000 euro just to turn on and run the fountains here. So you could have a jet ski in here. That's how large this is.
It takes a full-time staff of 15 of the best gardeners in all of Europe to maintain and create these elaborate garden designs.
How much money?
consisting of
Like how much
stunning
money would all
geometrical
this be? Like
patterns
on top of
and
that
even
house already be like $1
human-sized
billion.
hedge
How much would
mages
this be?
throughout the property.
On the side of the castle, we have a lawn with chess pieces that are probably 8-9 foot tall here. And look how perfect these are. I'm in shock that they can actually do this. The role of the gardener here at the chateau is, I'd say, the most important role because of how much acreage we have.
And one of the most intricate and prominent design features in the gardens are the symmetrical lattice design box gardens leading up to the front patio of the chateau. Now, the garden is based on the principle of imposing order and symmetry.
Hold up real quick.